Well, joining me to discuss the final day of the protest is the Executive Director, Not Too Young to Lead Initiative, Elvis Akpobi. Elvis, thank you so much for joining us. Well, with the hunger protests supposedly ending today, do you think that the Nigerian government has gotten the message?
Yes, we've gotten the message, and for me, for the first time, we see a government running from pillar to post. Despite I'm overwhelmed with shame that they were trying to handle, they were not handling the substance, they were just handling optics, but they should know that there's a generation of young people they need to negotiate with. They should know that once young people are not given safe space, they use their energy negatively, and when they use their energy negatively, it reflects negativity in society, and a lot of activities are disrupted. I don't mean to digress, but you agree with me that a handful of people making policies for us today, a handful of people leading us today, they are persons that benefited from scholarship from the leaders that were leading them. We are persons that benefited from free healthcare. I was told, I wasn't born then, but they benefited from, I've seen papers, documents, that this person benefited from free healthcare. They had an enabling environment where they didn't even need. My uncle told me at the time that when you are done with school, there's a job waiting for you. How come these persons, the leaders there, they made better policies, and the the present leaders who seem well read are not making good policies? So I think we should be asking ourselves some questions. Is it that we contracted governance to the wrong set of people, or the times are changing? But for me, we have a government today that now knows that if they don't invest deliberately in young people who make up 70% of the policy in the population of this country, are sitting on the ticket type of.
Well, talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, Elvis, talking about governance and response of the government to people's agitations, let's do a bit of comparison. The protest in the UK had over 400 arrests, a couple of hundreds of people prosecuted in an accelerated judgment, but no deaths. So if you had to put it side by side with what happened in Nigeria, what do you think?
Because in the UK, you have a working system. Back here, we don't have a working system. Let's not forget too that when people are angry, they can do anything. What the protest is saw back here in Nigeria is a reflection of when you push people to the wall, it boomerangs, and that's where you see too. And let's not forget too that a handful of these people are not educated. If you observe in places where we had loss of lives, we have people destroy government properties. There's a low curve of education and exposure in those places. Another thing that is key, you agree with me, in one of those interviews, I watched an interview, the National Orientation Agency, the DG, personally came out that they are funded. So at the moment that place is they're not working, so they don't disseminate information to people on the need or to citizens on their actions and the consequences of their actions and inactions. You see in the protest in a particular region where people were carrying Russian flags, which if the National Orientation Agency is working properly, citizens will know the consequences of carrying another country's flag, and they will also know that the advantage and what it takes. They will be passionate about carrying their own flags.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, so then I'd like to also get your opinion as regards if there will be some sort of prosecution of the security operatives, because that's been the calls of a couple of Nigerians, most especially those who were shot and killed, and the families are saying, hey, these security operatives should be arrested and prosecuted. We can track back to 2020 and tell me, do you think justice will ever be served?
And unfortunately, Nigeria is a place where things that are abnormal now seem to be a norm. I was in Canada last month and I saw the LTD, Liquid Board Control Board, while the workers were protesting. I even saw policemen organizing the protest for them, making sure they were able to amplify their voice. But back here, you see cases where even people who are taxed pay their money, who are taxed gives them the arms they are holding want to use that arm on citizens. So I think at the moment we don't have a working system. But like I always say, in accordance with point fingers on the leaders will have to do the report from the sky. The citizens are metamorphosed to become leaders. So if we should gravitate towards educating our citizenry, because these citizens will become leaders, and the mindset they have will be a reflection of the society we'll have in the future. So, for security men shooting at protesters and planning on that, that's unlawful. But we're in a system where anybody can do something wrong and get away with it.
Elvis Akpobi, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you for having me.